What's up, people? This your boy Craig the Crunk here with an FL Studio tutorial for y'all.
Today, answer a lot of people questions about how do I get my music sounding the way it sounds as far as the quality. And I'm about to show you. I'm about to load up a track that I was working on about a month. No, not a month. I'm sorry, about a year or two ago. I just was working on fucking around, doing some little random shit. But anyway, as you can see, this is FL Studio. First things first, as you can see, here's the track. Bass drum, snare, hi-hats, purity, plug-in, Fruity Loops bass, plug-in, Fruity Slayers, what they call it. Beat Me by the Silkworm plug-in, and a regular empty channel that I don't need. Delete that. Anyway, first things first, we're gonna talk about settings. Now, go to File. This is what I did, and this is what I don't do this every time because it's already set. But if you're not familiar with the templates that Fruity Loops has, get familiar with it. You go to File, go to New, from Template. They have a series of templates that you can use. Any type of template you want to pick from, they have it up here, from genre templates, breakbeat, hip hop, house, pop, rock, trance, and minimum template selection, club, basic, compress EQ, compression files, delay, reverb, empty, multi-band compression. Other templates, pitch, bank, that's for MIDI shit that you're using. I don't really use this one. I'm not doing no MIDI work. And you have the utility templates, general MIDI template, mastering template, which is what I use, quad fader, recording FX, recording, sidechain, surround pattern, and vocoder. You can use any one of these templates, but today we're talking about mixing and mastering your music to get a good quality sound. So we're gonna go with the mastering template. Since it's already selected here, these are the effects that comes in this template. You have, as you can see here in this section right here, you have the effects. Fruity parametric EQ. Sorry about that. You had the Fruity stereo enhancer, Fruity multiband compressor, spectrogram, and I added the Fruity soft clipper because it don't come with this template, but you can always add it. And it don't have to necessarily be in this exact order. You can put them in there any type of way. Long as you have these effects on your master channel, these will help you get a good, clean, professional sounding mix on your music. Now, we're going to go to the settings. First things first, we're going to pull up the Fruity Parametric EQ. Now, this is the default setting. You want to change this. Change the first bandwidth selector right here in the purple. You want to go to the top, left click on your mouse, hold it, and you want to go down to, it's a half circle to the left. Then you take the dot, hold it, click on it, hold it, and go up and select the 4 dots. This changes your curve. This puts a curve in your bandwidth. You want on 4. Then you come down to the bandwidth at the bottom. Bring this all the way down to 0%. And as you see, it curves up. And you want the frequency to be anywhere between 32 to maybe 36. I put it on 32. And what this does, this controls your low end bass frequencies of your mix. It pretty much EQs it out, give you a good balance. So next thing you want to do, you want to go to the second one. Do the same thing you did as the first one. Bring it to a half curve to the left. But this time you want to take the dot and you want to put it on 2 dots. You don't want to put it on 4 or nothing like that, because it's going to give you too much of a curve, and you want it on, you want the 2 curves, the 2 dots. Then you go down to your frequency and you put your frequency 10 hertz higher than what you did for the first one. Say for your frequency on the first one is 32 on the first bandwidth right here. The first frequency level thing right here. You want to put this 10 hertz higher. So if it's this on 32, you want to put this on 42, If this is on 35, you want to put this one on 45, and so forth, so forth. Then you go down to the bandwidth. You put this on 65%, and you leave it there, 65%. Then you come all the way to the end channel, highlighted in the blue right here. Take this and make this like the rest of them. All you got to do is just click it, drag it down to the star, drag down one, and it evens it out. So you want half curve to the left, half curve to the left, star, 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 star. And your dots, first one is 3 dots, second one is 2, everything else is 1. You don't have to do nothing to the rest of the channels once you fix the last one. So now your EQ is preset to the master template. You do this if you go and mix down old tracks that you already did before and you want to give them a better sound and you can't select the template. The effects that you use, and I'm gonna show you how to go about changing effects. So far we got the first one out the way, so we're gonna move along to the second one. Second effect you want to put, Fruity Stereo Enhancer. Once you select this from the drop down menu right here, it shows up right there, but I already duplicated it, so I can go back and fix it. But once you select it, you don't have to change no settings or presets or nothing. It's already saved where it's supposed to be at, and you move on to the next one. Third effect channel that you want to put on here, you want to go with the Fruity multi-band compressor. This is what it looks like. Mind y'all, I'm using Fruity FL7. I don't know about the updated versions of how the compressors and stuff look, but they might be the same. But anyway, we're gonna go with the Fruity multi-band compressor on this one. Your settings, you want to click the arrow, right click on it, pull up the drop down menu. My particular setting, what I do is I go down to mastering 6 decibel, and there you have the mastering 6 decibel preset. What I do is I go put my gain at 0.0 decibel, and I take the limiter off. I turn this off. This plays a big part in your sound, and it makes your sound muddy, but it limits the sound. It's supposed to control the volume, but I turn it off, and I'm gonna explain why I turn this off at a later date before this video out. But you want to put your gain at 0.0 decibels, and your limiter, you want to turn the limiter off. So that's it for the multi-band compressor. Like I said, mastering 6 dB, turn the limiter off, put your gain at 0.0 decibels, and you're done. Don't mess with it no more. Moving on. Fruity Spectrogram, all it is a parametric EQ named Spectrogram with everything turned off on it. As you can see, that's all it is. And to do this, it's not hard. Just like you put the first 2 bandwidths with the half curve to the left, you want to take all of them, turn them all off. Whereas nothing on the bandwidth channels at all. And you keep it like this. Only thing this does is give you a spreadsheet reading of your levels, and it kind of looks cool to look at sometimes. But me personally, I really don't like looking at this shit because it don't do nothing. But anyway, that's it. They just give you this to look at your readings. If you really off into mixing and mastering, you will know what the spectrogram is really used for. Me personally, like I said, I know that it's used to measure the input process signal of your sound, whatever. So we're gonna go along. That's it for that. Now with the Fruity Soft Clipper, you go to the menu, drop down menu, and you click on this and go Fruity Soft Clipper, and it comes up. I use this to get my overall my overall volume level of the track at a certain range, and audio to keep from clipping. If you at 0, you good, but if it goes anything over 0 to positive 1 and 2 and up, you're clipping, and that's when your track sounds distorted. That's where distortion comes at. You don't want that. It gives your track a bad sound, and it's irritating to listen to. Your highs get so high till you can't stand it, and it's very annoying. Use the Fruity Clipper to correct this. It brings the audio levels up if you adjust the post and the threshold. I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but your levels, you want your audio levels to be at 0, between 0 and +1. That is good listening levels, good audio sound. You will not experience no clicking, no hissing, no distortion when your volume levels is at this particular range. So this is what this is for, and I'm gonna show you how to use this in a minute. It's easy, not hard. And you have the Fruity Notebook. This is not necessary to have on here. You only use this when you want to make mental notes about your track, your settings, or whatever. If you can't remember it, that's what this for. All it is a notepad. It's self-explanatory. So moving along. Now, the next thing you do, you go to Options, click on Project, General Settings, and what you have here, Circular Pan Law, you would like to turn this off. This is default on every project that you do in FL Studio. You want to turn this off. This is the reason why your sound gets real muddy, because of the circular panning law. This, once you turn this off, you will get a better mix, and it will help you to mix your music down better, because it gives you a better sound. But don't get it twisted, because this can make and break you. Long as you got this on, you're gonna get a muddy sound, and it goes back with the compressor. Once you turn this off, you have to make sure that your limiter on the multi-band compressor is off, because if you have this on, even with the circular panning law checked off and the limiter is on, you will get a muddy sound still. So make sure you turn the limiter off on the multi-band compressor. And there you have it. Now, at the end of this video, I will be playing this track with no presets, no effects on whatsoever. As you can see in my mixer channel right here, everything right here, if you don't see the green light next to the effect, it's off. Green light on is on, so it's off. Every effect that I have on instrument channel is off. And I will be playing the track at the end of the video, before and after the mixing. So another thing I'm gonna get off into, once you finish mixing and mastering and playing around, and you got your overall sound the way you want it to, you would like to save your project. Then you go to render audio as file, or render as audio file. Once you do that, a menu pops up, which I'm waiting on this menu to pop up. Okay, there you go. And it's gonna ask you where do you want to save it in and what name you want to give it. Me, I already saved this particular track for this purpose of this video on my desktop, but you can save it wherever you want to. Give your track a name, and it's gonna save as type. You want to save it as a WAV file. Once you save it, you're gonna have another menu shows up. Now it's gonna say info, song mode. Always render your songs in song mode. At the top of the page right here, you got this button right here, highlighted song mode. That's what that is. It tells you the time, how long the song is, minute, second wise. Gives you the disk space that it'll take to save on your hard drive, wherever you're saving it to, and the current bars of the song. Right now it's 1 out of 26. So far, this is a 26 bar song. For demo purposes of the video only, it's gonna be like that. But however long your song is, it will tell you how many bars it is, and you see this change, and it gives you a process of how long it would take for you to render your project, depending on how fast your computer is and how slow it is. Now, as you can see right here, output WAV file. You will always want to make your tracks, when you finalize them, a WAV file when you put them on CD. Do not make your tracks an MP3 file type when you're putting them on a CD. When you're making CDs, always go with the WAV. But if you're doing MP3 downloads, then you would do MP3. You would render your songs as an MP3 file. Me, I do both because I like to have a WAV file and I like to have an MP3 file. WAV files for CDs, MP3 is for MP3 downloads or whatever you want to call it. MP3 downloads on websites and stuff like that. But we going with the WAV file right now. Below that, the depth. Always keep this at 16-bit interpolation. You do not want 32-bit float 0.24, and you do not want 16.8 32-bit float. You do not want these two. You always want your music to be at 16-bit because that's standard format, standard codec for 16-bit. That's what you want. Looping mode, always leave remainder. What this does, it finishes out your track once it plays. If you put it on cut remainder, it's gonna cut the end of your track out. It's not gonna finish, it's just gonna cut out. If you select wrap remainder, it will cut your track and take the end part and place it at the beginning. You do not want this, and you do not want it to cut it. You want it to leave the remainder. As you see at the top, it says leave remainder, leave rendered tail, rendering songs. This is what you want to leave it on. So leave remainder. Now, the quality, sample interpolation. This plays a very important part in your outcome of your mix and your mastering of the whole track. Now, linear is low quality. 6-point Hermit. That's average quality. 64-point sync. That's good quality with slow rendering. 128-point sync. That's good quality also, but very slow rendering. 250.6 is good quality, but you want to select 5-point sync, which is the best quality for your WAV files. Very slow rendering, but good quality for your mix. This is what you want to select. This is the highest quality for WAV files. You want your WAV files to be 512-point sync. So you want to select 5.12 sync. Now, your MP3 files, you slide this knob all the way, slide this slider all the way to the left. 320 kilobits. Once you put it at 320, this is the highest quality for MP3 files. To get your MP3 high qualities, this is what you want to do. Once you finish this, all this other stuff that's lit up, you don't even bother it. But I'm going to tell you what it's for. Alias Free TS404 or Alias Free TS404. This is for your synthesizers. HQ, high quality for all your plugins. You want this select. What it is that support high quality mode for your plugins. Disable max poly. This disable the polyphony limit on your channels for your instruments. All this is already pre-checked and highlighted. You want this to stay where it's at. Do not mess with none of this. Now, for the save acidize, only reason why I have this checked because I have Sonic Foundry's software, which is Acid Music Studio, Acid Planet website. You can go check that out, download some software from on there, free trial, whatever. But it's checked because I use that software. I have SoundForge, but I do a lot of vocal editing in. That's pretty much what that's for. Split mixer tracks. This if you want all your songs, instruments, every instrument channel that you use to make the song, drums, vocals, keyboards, synthesizers, licks, sound effects, everything that makes up your track. If you want a separate mixer file so you can use a dump on a hard drive to take to the studio, if you don't want to mix your own stuff, you want to render this and you want to take it to the studio for somebody to mix it for you, and you want to have all your tracks to make up your song, this is when you check split mixer tracks. This is what that does. It exports mixer tracks into separate WAV files. All it does is just turn on every instrument of the song into a separate file. That's what that's for. save slice markers. All it is just put a marker in your audio file. You don't want that check. So once you get done doing that, like I said, you highlight all this is highlighted, and you don't bother none of this. You click start and render the track. So that's how you get a good overall sound, top quality sound in your music. Now, you had to play around with your mixer channel, knobs and sliders and panning effects to get it to how you want it. And that's very important. Oh, and another thing, this volume level at the top right here, keep this at default. Do not touch this. You want your volume to stay where it's at. Do not touch this. Keep it at default. If you don't have it at default, set it at default by clicking reset and leave it alone. Do not touch that. That's what these is for. Each channel have their own vocal knobs or whatever. You adjust these accordingly. As far as me, going into the miscellaneous tab, there's another volume control. I don't really bother this too much unless I have to, but I really don't bother it because I don't have to. That's what this is for. But once you get familiar with mixing and mastering your own music in FL Studio, for you that don't do it now, I mean, it can be a fun job and it also can be a pain, but it's worth it. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. Let y'all hear the track, the before and after the track. Like I said before, I'm gonna play the track with no effects, circular panning right here. It's turned on, and this track have no effects. After the after part, when I play the track again, this will have the circular panning law off. Always turn it off. The effects is gonna be on, and you will hear a big difference in the mix. If you have any questions and concerns, you can hit me up. Email me at crunkfament@yahoo.com or crunkfament@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you, answer your questions, whatever. And if there's anything that you would like to know that you don't know, I mean, feel free. I'll hit you up, answer your questions to the best of my ability or whatnot. And you can share this tutorial with your friends or whatever. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, concerns, hit me up. Right now, we're going to go off to the track, and I got another tutorial coming for y'all on how to get your vocals quality good. A1 professional sounding vocals in FL Studio. So, this your boy Crunk1. Till then, I'm out. I'll holla. Let's to the track.